Listen, man, no one's gonna tell you this, but I will. She doesn't come back when you chase, when you beg, when you let her see you on your knees. She doesn't come back when you pour your heart into a 1,000-word text explaining how much she means to you, when you promise her the world, when you tell her you'll change. No, she comes back when you finally let go, when she feels in her gut that you've stopped orbiting her, when she realizes the gravity she thought she had over you is gone. And that's when she begins to wonder. That's when she begins to question herself. That's when she circles back. And I want to break this down for you piece by piece, because this truth isn't about her. It's about you, about the man you become when you finally let go. When you cling, when you attach, when you hold on too tightly, she doesn't feel love. She feels weight. She feels burden. She feels like your happiness rests entirely in her hands, and that's a responsibility no woman wants to carry. Every time you over-explain, every time you double text, every time you try to reason with her emotions, she feels it. The desperation, the neediness, the lack of self-control. And neediness kills desire faster than anything else. But when you release, when you stop grasping, when you truly let go, you do something rare in this world. You restore balance. You shift the power dynamic back to where it belongs. You stop being the man who clings, and you become the man who commands respect simply by walking away. You have to understand, she doesn't test you with words, she tests you with silence. She tests you by pulling away, by withholding affection, by seeing if you crumble when her attention fades. Most men crumble, most men panic, most men chase harder the moment she retreats, and that confirms to her that he's weak, that he's dependent, that he can be controlled. But when you don't chase, when you don't crumble, when you stand still and let her go, now she's dealing with something rare. A man who doesn't collapse when tested, a man who can hold his frame. That unnerves her, that unsettles her, and that's when she starts to feel the pull again. That's when she starts to wonder, did I misjudge him? Did I overestimate my power? Is he slipping beyond my reach? And listen closely, because this is the truth that cuts the deepest. She doesn't come back because of love, at least not at first. She comes back because of fear, fear of loss, fear of insignificance, fear that the man she thought she could always count on being there is no longer there. Women crave security, but they also crave mystery. And the man who lets go, the man who detaches, suddenly becomes mysterious again. She can't read him, she can't predict him, she can't control him. That unpredictability lights a fire in her psychology. It keeps her up at night. It makes her compare every other man to you. And slowly, without realizing it, she starts chasing what she thought she could throw away. But here's where you need to be careful. Just because she comes back doesn't mean she respects you again. Sometimes she comes back just to test if she still can. Sometimes her return is nothing but an ego check, a way to make sure she still holds a piece of you. That's why most men get burned twice. They confuse her return for redemption. They think her missing them means love has returned. They fold instantly. They open the door without hesitation, and in doing so, they erase every ounce of power their silence created. She walks back in, reassured of her control, and then she leaves again, this time for good, because now she knows. He was never really detached. He was just pretending. That's why letting go has to be real. It can't be a tactic, it can't be a trick, it can't be a manipulation. She can smell that a mile away. Letting go has to come from a deeper place, from the realization that you don't need her to complete you, that your worth isn't tied to her approval, that your life isn't defined by whether she stays or goes. True detachment is born the moment you stop living for her response and start living for your own path. And ironically, that's exactly what makes you magnetic again. The paradox is brutal but simple. The man who no longer needs her is the man she suddenly needs. And here's the part that stings. Most women don't realize your value until you stop giving it to them. As long as you're pouring your energy into her, as long as you're chasing, validating, proving, she doesn't have to feel your absence. She doesn't have to question her choices. But once you stop, once the text goes silent, once the attention fades, once she feels the void, that's when the memories hit. That's when she replays every laugh, every kiss, every moment she once dismissed. And suddenly those moments shine brighter in her memory than they ever did in reality. That's the power of absence. That's the power of letting go. Now let's talk about you, because this isn't really about her. It never was. Letting go isn't just the thing that pulls her back. It's the thing that pulls you forward. Because when you finally stop revolving around her, your orbit returns to where it always should have been, around your purpose, your vision, your discipline. When you let go, you stop building your day around her moods and you start building your life around your mission. That's what transforms you. That's what gives you weight again. That's what rebuilds the respect she lost for you when you were needy. She doesn't just feel the difference, she sees it. She sees it in your posture, in your silence, in your focus, and that difference is what makes her wonder if she made the wrong choice. But here's what most men don't get. Letting go isn't just about not texting her. It's about an inner shift. It's about cutting the invisible cord of dependence. Because a man who's still obsessed, still replaying the relationship in his head every night, hasn't really let go. He's just pretending. And women can feel that. They feel when you're still tethered to them. Real letting go means you've redirected that energy into yourself, into your fitness, your craft, your money, your mind. Real letting go means when she pops up in your thoughts, you don't spiral. You let the thought pass and you keep moving. Real letting go means she's no longer the center of your identity. You are. And once you hit that point, everything shifts. You stop checking her social media. You stop caring who she's with. You stop measuring your worth by her silence. You start to enjoy the quiet. You start to enjoy your own company again. And in that space, you grow. You become heavier, not lighter, stronger, not weaker. And that growth, that weight, that presence, that's what she feels from a distance. That's what draws her back. When she comes back, what do? This is where weak men break and strong men rise. If you still need her, you'll open the door without thinking, and in that moment you'll erase everything you built. But if you've really grown, her return doesn't shake you. You look at her differently. You ask yourself, does this serve me? Does she respect me? Does she align with where I'm going? And if the answer is no, you let her go again. That's real power. The power to say no, to walk away even when she returns, to choose yourself. The goal isn't to get her back, it's to get yourself back. And once you do, you'll see the irony. Women don't just come back when you let go, they stay when they feel you're complete without them. So listen, man, when she comes back, remember this. It wasn't your chasing that pulled her in, it was your silence, your discipline, your detachment. She returns when you finally let go. But by then, the real question isn't why she's back, it's whether you even want her anymore. Because once you've reclaimed yourself, her return is just background noise. The real prize is the man you became. And if you want to know how to keep that strength for life, the next video is waiting.